they met at 19.
Nah, yes. She was younger than that.
Yeah. No, I think they met in 19.
No younger than
2019.
She was 19. She was 18. She was just legal. 19. Listen, anywhere between 17, 18, 19, she's still too damn young for his old ass. Yeah. But hey, listen, she was legal.
Yeah,
but now she's trying to sue.
You remember when R. Kelly?
That's how they like him, though.
When they asked R. Kelly like teenage girl, he told, when you say teenage, how young we talking?
Just disgusting.
Right.
Anything with teen, nigga.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. Some of these girls be out here lying about their ages, and it's hard for you to know who telling the truth and who lying.
But so, only fan. So if she was lying about her age, then Shannon could sue them too, because she shouldn't be. If you're not of age, you can't have one of them kind of pages.
All right,
the fact that they letting it recorded is a whole nother issue, dummy.
I just think he's getting what he deserved. I mean, hey, he wanted to test the waters and continue on, so he's getting what he deserved. That's all I got to say.
All right, KJ.
Well, what a great example of, money can't buy you happiness. Here he is, a very wealthy man, and you would hope, that he then found somebody that he can settle down with at his age. But I'm 54, been divorced twice. Shannon. I think these guys, they, I'm gonna use LL Cool J analogy. All the girls wasn't after Shannon in high school. They wasn't hunting them down. Now he got somebody showing interest, and just like a lot of us, we can have somebody show us interest, and if we kind of like it a little bit, we're entertaining. We could try to say what we won't do, but we will. Now, I don't know what I really don't know which side of the field Shannon is on.
KJ.
We ain't entertaining that young though.
KJ, before you finish, who raised this ninja? You can't keep on doing the LL Cool J slander. Who raised this?
We don't tolerate no LL slander on this show.
Go ahead and carry out.
But that's true, and then, sisters wasn't trying to get him when he was in college, and he was getting more entertainment from them, and then his appetite changed. He got conditioned that it's safer over here.
He got conditioned that it's safer over where?
Well, I guess he conditioned it's safer to be with white girls. You look at a lot of these athletes.
I don't know what point of safety he.
I
don't know.
Told him that.
I don't even know why that would even be a thought.
About? You know what the safety talking about?
Because they gonna run dry.
Walking in there with one of them instead of one of y'all.
And I don't know.
And rejection.
Statistics and history can show
that rejection. How many sisters rejected him?
How many snow bunnies rejected him?
All
dudes don't do that for that reason.
When you go on that college campus, when you go on that college campus, them white girls can't wait to see you.
Because they know your potential and they want your money. It ain't because they like you.
And they are doing whatever, whenever.
What's that Jordan Peele movie called? Get Out.
Get Out.
He ain't learned shit.
Exactly.
He ain't learned shit. Nothing.
We gonna let him ride. Because he can't come and ask us for help, please.
You'd be surprised. We got a lot of famous black people that's married to white women.
We're not surprised. We're not surprised. What we don't like is when they come back and they're like, "Oh, I need the black community to stand up." Go ask them bitches that you was over there holding up so high. That's what I don't like. Don't come running over here now when it's convenient for you. Keep the same energy you had. That's all I care about. Like if you running over there, run over there for them.
Next topic. It say what's something that people in their 20s do that they don't realize will impact them when they get older.
Attack them when they get older.
Say it one more time.
What's something? It's at the bottom.
Impact. Okay.
Say what's something that people in their 20s do that they don't realize will impact them when they get older. Go ahead,
ruin their credit. They will fuck their credit up in their 20s and say they can fix it in their 30s and 40s. But what they don't understand is if they start actually building it in their teens and their early 20s, then they'll be set for life if they actually use it responsibly. So that's something that I think people in their 20s do that they don't realize will impact them, because then you're trying to figure out why you can't get nothing in your name other than Facebook and Twitter and Instagram.
I would say ruin their or get a arrest record. Ruin their they would get a record, and they would
They get no jobs and stuff.
Right.
Hey, listen. If they can get the highest office with a felon, hey, anything's possible.
With them rules don't apply to us.
Go ahead, Tara.
I would say, and this is for some people, but a lot of times when people wear heels for a long time, high heels, them 6-inch heels, by the time they get in their 40s and 50s, they need a chiropractor bad. They been fuck their hips and they back up.
First of all, I feel attacked, and I didn't even wear a lot of heels.
Listen,
Teresa says OL. What is OL?
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. Oh, man. Definitely.
That was real senior of you, Lacey. That was a real senior answer.
Right. Hey, I'm 45. That's right. I embrace it. Go ahead, Louis.
Go
ahead, Louis.
Yeah, I would say just having a lot of kids in their 20s and not having the opportunity to really develop into the person that they had a potential to develop into before they had a responsibility of being a parent. You know what I'm saying? If they just understood that they could wait a little longer and not just try to rush and just do what they would get a child a better quality of life, and be able to, have a better quality of life for themselves and be able to enjoy their life. That way, when they do start having kids, they've already got all that out their system. They didn't already partied. They didn't been through relationships and dating, and they didn't got all of that out of their life. And then now when they had a child, they can actually focus on being a good and a great parent, and being there for them kids, and like having the money and things set up for them to where, okay, I can take off a year from working because I have my money saved up to where I can just focus on nourishing my child and bringing my child into this world. That would be my greatest advice to the generation that's coming into their 20s though.
All right, KJ.
The credit is a great one. I had a credit card when I was like 20, 25, and it got up to like $5,000, and I think I paid $100 for like 4 years. I ended up paying them like maybe $10,000 on that. So don't abuse your credit. But they don't focus on their future. They don't want to sacrifice anything right now. Kind of Gateway Louis kind of talked about that a little bit. Not being so wild. You got your whole life to have fun. Some people, this you only live once mentality. And now you done messed up. You done changed your whole life. What you could have done. And wasted potential. That's the biggest thing I'm gonna say in your early 20s. Your wasted potential, because you're gonna get to an age where you're not gonna feel like chasing your dreams. You're gonna just start selling because you got too many responsibilities. You got kids, you got to raise, you got a mortgage, you got a house. You can't make those moves, and now you done put yourself in a box that you didn't want to be in. So it's okay to sacrifice. You can wait.
One more thing that these kids in their 20s do.
Do a 401k or a pension plan. They also wait too late for that because they can't think about being 65 when you're in your 20s. Start saving money. Start making sure you got
half of them ain't gonna make it to 65, so I get it.
Oh my God.
I'm just being honest. But the other thing that they do in their 20s that they don't realize gonna impact them when they get older is drugs. No drugs. Because nowadays fucking 20-year-olds is looking like 80-year-olds, and I'll be confused as shit.
Drugs, smoking, heavy drinking, all of it.
Yeah, drugs.
Those impacts are big.
I'm just saying because they be doing drugs that I ain't never even heard of. I'm like, hold on, this some new shit. Wait a minute.
Always some new shit. I don't want to know about it. Leave me alone.
All right. Next topic say, what has gradually disappeared over the last 20 years without people noticing it?
Common sense.
Good music.
Okay, go ahead, Louis.
What has disappeared in the last 20 years?
Without people noticing.
Projects.
Gradually. Projects,
all the like the living homes that they used to have. Like they just kind of like, you don't even know that they was even in the certain spot that they were in at one point in time. Like if the kids that was probably the 10 years or 10 years ago, probably that generation, they probably wouldn't know that those buildings in the neighborhood and the community or nothing like that existed in them same spots. That probably was, because when you got people on top of people, it was thousands and thousands of people. That's a whole city and community within itself. Like if you go to New York, you got blocks and 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 blocks of all projects. You know what I'm saying? And it's tens of thousands of people in each one, but that was a part of our culture coming up, and it don't even exist. And I mean that, not say all of it was good or bad. It's just that's one thing I would say in the last 20 years that don't exist no more.
All right, Tara.
Music. I think good music has disappeared, especially in the hip hop arena and in the R&B arena. Right. And people are just listening to anything, dumbing themselves down, and it's gross. It's really gross. So yeah.
All right, Stacey.
I was going to say music, but let me see.
Roaches.
I guess I'll have to say like clinics and good hospitals and things, So.
Okay, KJ.
Along the same line, I was thinking about what Stacey just said. Like schools. The neighborhood elementary school. Yeah. You got to drive your kid to school now. You got to find a way to. They can't just walk a few, or even a couple of miles just to go to school. I used to walk a couple of miles to go to school, and it just was what we
shoes
did.
In the snow.
Yeah, in the snow too. Yep. And no real, y'all get off for snow days now. It's crazy. 3 inches of snow. We went to snow with galoshes on. Galoshes or some rubber boots you put over your regular shoes because the snow is so bad. Used to stick my jeans inside my socks and pull it up to my knees.
That's crazy.
But everybody did it.
All right, Ricky Baker.
Yeah, I had already said it. I said common sense.
Okay, that's true also. Shoot. Who raised these ninjas? All right, yeah, here go a crazy question. Somebody said there. They said, do slow people really know that they are slow for real? I'm asking for a slow person. Backstory, Ricky, go ahead.
Ricky, was this your question?
This was not my question. I'm gonna go with no. I don't think slow people really know they slow for real. And the reason why I'm saying is because slow people think that they smart and fast, and I'd be like, it'd be the complete opposite, and it defeats the purpose of trying to explain to a slow person that they slow. You just got to be like, all right, you got it. Because it's no point. Because now you slow for trying to convince them otherwise. Like, I'm not doing it. It's a waste of time. It's literally a waste of time. I'm not doing it. But most slow people don't know that they really slow.
So I just think they normal. Okay, KJ.
They think they something, but it ain't smart.
I kind of thought about this before. And so Ricky, do you think like, could there be a service for like slow people? If somebody know they slow, that they can call in and talk to somebody smart.
It is a service. That's why they get disability checks.
Oh, they just give disability. Like if I'm slow, I can't just call somebody and be like, hey, look.
Listen, this is why they get disability checks. Dead ass. And I'm my right hand up. I dealt with this. I've been in healthcare for a long time. Like I used to do nothing but Social Security disability claims. People literally get disability checks because they're slow. Like no bullshit. Because they're slow, they get disability checks. But they don't think they don't think that they're slow.
They're not able to comprehend at the same pace.
Oh, that type of
average
slow.
person can comprehend.
Listen,
retarded. I mean,
we're not gonna use that word.
LD.
Yeah, people got learning disabilities. Okay. People are genuinely slow now. Like, I don't know. It got to be something in the water and the food, because it wasn't this many slow people growing up. Like, you had a handful of them, but now they didn't like multiplied, and I don't know what's going on. But like the level of like autistic kids now, the level of kids with disabilities now, like it is alarming that so many kids have these issues. And this just kids, which further lets me know that either one, a lot of people went undiagnosed, or two, a lot of people really just are slow and don't know it.
I think a lot of people have like lead poison and stuff like that, and and having kids too young and stuff. I don't know.
All right, Tara, what about you?
Well, I've done a lot of research on this stuff because those numbers are alarming. Like Ricky said, people have long been saying it's over vaccination. Not that you should not vaccinate your kids. Like with my youngest two, I split them up. You're not gonna give my baby 5 or 6 vaccines in this one day, and they've been on this earth 22 seconds. You got me messed up. Also, the food. I know he sounds like Kermit the Frog, Robert F. Kennedy. I know he used to have a drug problem and all of that, but you will catch no lies in what he's saying regarding the connection of what they're doing to our food, to these autism numbers and all this ADHD and all this other stuff as well. So these food dyes, it's not there's a lot of stuff that's causing cancer, but it's also messing up babies in utero while they are in their moms. The chicken, hyped up on all these hormones, the vegetables too. Oh boy, what's his name? Bill Gates over there in Africa right now testing vaccines inside of fruits and vegetables because he was pissed that too many people chose not to get vaccinated. So that's coming along too. So that's what's going on, 100%. And I don't think that people who have a mental disability know that they have one unless it's been explained. You got people out here who are bipolar as hell and ain't been diagnosed yet. And until they go and see somebody, they won't know. But if some of us who are used to being around people we didn't know, we can tell. So no, I don't think if something's wrong with you that you absolutely know. No, I don't. Look at this Negro.
Y'all want to go? I know y'all spoke, so I didn't know was that y'all turn or not.
Yeah, you can go to the next one. I'm cool. I ain't gotta say.
No, I didn't go. I was just commenting. Ricky. I really, a lot of people haven't been diagnosed. A lot of people don't know what's going on out here. But yeah, I do think that a lot of people are on all these medicines, and these medicines are messing people up, you know. Like Tara was saying, these shots and things, it's just too many chemicals and things that are messing our kids up. Talking about they need all these shots and things for school, the foods, of course, and it's just a lot of things. Like people don't understand, like the hair chemicals that people are putting in their hair, all kind of stuff, y'all, that goes on. The hair dyes and everything, and just people don't know with all the mental stuff, y'all. People don't realize that they got problems out here. They don't want to recognize or understand or deal with it. They just go from day to day knowing that something's wrong, but they don't want to face it and they don't want to understand that they got something going on. So people are just out here living with craziness, you know. But that's that.
All right, I don't think time will come in and get out. No.
This hard.
That's that slow shit right there. That's that slow shit.
And
I just wanted to speak.
Did he get up?
I thought I'm working on something with my uncle. Just wanted to speak. I can't heard to do that. I'll read this private chat. All right, man, we got this next topic.
Without being greedy, how much would you need to go out and buy new clothes? That's right. How much, without being greedy now, how much would you need to go out and buy some new clothes, just in time for summer. And where would you go? Where would you go? Not only how much do you need, but where would you go? Me?
All right. Tara.
Oh, Lord, Louis.
What happened?
You on mute, Tara.
Dang, my car only want to come off mute. I just actually did this. If you say just in time for summer, I'm thinking that you want to try to pull together at least 2 weeks worth of clothes. So I would say $200 at Old Navy, because Old Navy keep a sale going in the springtime heading into summer. So yep.
All right, Louis.
What was the question? I didn't understand.
I said how much. I said if you had to get some clothes for the summer, how much you spending and where you going?
Without being greedy.
Without being greedy.
That's hard for you, Louis. That's what I said, Louis.
I don't even know how to answer that question. That's a whole summer though. I think shopping just come natural. You just you go places, you see stuff you like, and you buy it, right? So it ain't really. I don't think it's like nothing calculated where I'm like, okay, I gotta spend it, because at times it can be $100. At times it can be less. Sometimes it can be more. I don't know. I would say probably about if you're trying to shop for something, maybe if you're trying to be modest, maybe like $3,000 or something.
Okay, where you going though? What places you going?
If I wasn't being greedy, but I was going shopping, I'm gonna spend it for quality and price range. I'd probably say like somewhere like a Drip Nation or something like that or something.
Okay.
You said 3,000 is not being greedy?
For the whole summer?
Nah, that's like 1,000. That's like 1,000 a month. That ain't really.
Sarah, you gotta understand that men
for a whole new
men clothes are way more expensive. No, you just talking about the clothes, not the shoes.
For all 3 months of summer, I don't think the man meant that.
I mean, a pair of pants costs you $100 to $150 a pair of pants. If you getting some good pants, some nice quality pants, that ain't even been, unless you're gonna be going to somewhere where you're trying to pay $50, and then you wash them once or twice, and they gonna shrink up, or they gonna be cut. It ain't gonna be the same.
You said they're gonna turn into hoochie daddies. Okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Nobody trying to be doing this stuff.
Yeah, Stacy.
Because you were in front of people, and you know what I'm saying, doing things, you know.
Oh, really? So maybe I don't know. I ain't gonna do like Louis. Probably about 500 for the summer. Maybe Akira may have some.
Y'all clothes cheap.
Yeah.
Y'all clothes cheap. I might pay $80 or $90 for a shirt. If I get a good quality shirt, I might pay $80 or $90 for one. Not.
Yeah, you can find some cheaper stuff.
Y'all $80, $90, y'all get 5 outfits.
You can find some cheaper stuff, Louis.
Especially if you go on sale.
Right,
that's
Ricky.
why I do it like that.
Popular to yeah, that should be a lie. I don't know, maybe for skinny people it's cheaper, because first off, for my bottom size, it's hard as hell to find some damn clothes, and I'm not even that damn big. I am the person that's in the in between. I'm too small for the plus size, but I'm too big for regular size. And it's like, to find clothes that actually fit is very, very hard to do. So fuck Old Navy. If it ain't stretchy, I ain't wearing it.
They got stretchy stuff.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's beautiful for like people that dress like white people. I, on the other hand, do not.
You're such a hater.
I am not. I got me a couple of white people dresses. So you really gonna white girl me? So you just took me from regular white girl to fucking Karen. I don't like you at all right now, Tara.
So do you do like Lane Bryant or something? What do you do?
Did you say Lane Bryant? Absolutely the fuck not. I am not that old yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm not that old yet. I went in there once with my auntie, and I was like, "This is for big bitches," and I just wasn't there.
Where you go, Ricky?
My God.
Listen,
I thought they had a smaller section. They don't.
Ooh, I don't know. Listen, in retrospect, just give me. I'm gonna be in there every other day. every time I take the tag off, I'm gonna be back at Rainbow. Absolutely the fuck not.
Rainbow is cheap, isn't it?
That's my point. So as soon as you take the tag off,
says I agree.
As soon as you take the tag off, you're gonna need another shirt because you didn't put a hole in it just trying to take the tag off. I'm not buying that cheap ass shit.
Teresa said Lane Bryant is wild.
Yeah, not doing it. Like I'm just not there. No, but for real, just give me like some biker shorts, some t-shirts. I'll give me some t-shirts and shit from Walmart. Give me some biker shorts, a couple of dresses here and there that I'll probably order from China, you know, because that's where you should get your shit from anyway. Because they making all the shit we wearing anyway, so you might as well just get it straight from the damn supplier.
All right,
yeah, that's where I'm going.
How about I think it's tough on men, you know, because we gotta make sure our stuff is. I guess I like to buy quality stuff that's not gonna tear up. So you know, I literally was just bouncing around this weekend, like, okay, I'm gonna do my initial shop, and I'm gonna blow 1,000 on just some new stuff, you know, coming up. You know, it's gonna be a couple pair of shoes and that, you know, and then you know, some summer nice fits, some casual stuff. Just do, you know, styles change.
KJ, let them know.
Where are you going?
Anywhere.
So I go to Milano.
KJ be going to K&G.
No, I do Milano's out in
Milano's good.
Yeah. No, I go there if you want to find something that's gonna have like a little pop to it, a little pizzazz. Otherwise, you know, I'll go hit Macy's. You know, usually something like that. You know, Macy's got a few nice brands in there that I normally get. I go to like the same little section. It's gonna be the polo section. It's gonna be is it Mussolini? There's another name.
Yeah.
Culture. There's a something club, I forgot, you know, and they'll have some different stuff, but you know, different stuff fit different, and you want to have it, you know. So yeah.
All right. Let me get into some of y'all videos.
It's a lot of women who you would sit down and ask her, like, hey, like in your last relationship, like what role did you play in it going wrong?
Right.
And she'll look you dead in the eyes and say nothing. I did what I was supposed to do. He cheated.
Yeah.
Or I did what I was supposed to do. He neglected me.
Yeah.
Or whatever the case. You know what I'm saying? But no, it's something, but that speaks to the accountability of most women. And a lot of women lack accountability. And because of that they continue to repeat the same.
A lot of women.
Yeah, let me hold on. Let me make sure the mic is working. I said a lot of women lack accountability, and that caters to them constantly repeating the same mistakes.
That right there, what you said, a lot of women lack accountability. No. And I can say a lot of men lack accountability. Y'all cover up this and act like y'all's emotions just shut off. And the moment that a woman tell you about, y'all want to know so much about us, but the moment we tell you one thing about our past or about something that's very important to us, it's like, oh, she crazy. You know, like we closing that door as though everything has to be perfect. So I don't agree with that comment. A lot of women lack accountability. How about we address the men lacking your emotional state at the time that you're trying to get to know the woman? Like,
I think what you're doing is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Because again, I never said that men don't lack accountability. When you said it, I nodded. Yep, you're right. A lot of men do. But just the mere mention of a woman having something to work on made you feel away. If you tell a woman that she needs to work on something, or you tell a woman that she's doing something wrong, you automatically go into defense, right? Or automatically like spin it back to what the man is not doing, or spin it back to what you did wrong. No. Sometimes you need to really just accept what that person is saying. Yeah, they may be wrong too, and we'll get to that. But right now we on you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't spin it back in my moment of telling you what you need to work on. And a lot of women do that.
All right, Tara, go ahead and take that.
Hold up. Heck no.
All right, go ahead. Look, hey, this was Louis' question. This was Louis.
Is this your video?
Yes, this was his video. Yes, that was Louis' video. Go ahead, Louis.
Look, because I got a lot of lessons.
Go ahead, Louis.
And every woman on this show,
that's
I
what
was trying to hold it in. Either they was smiling or they was holding it in. I swear to God, because this way, like when I seen this, right, it was like the Bible coming out of heaven, right? Because it was demonstrated in real time exactly how it goes every single time. Like it got no better than that. Like to see real time and have it on camera and see somebody else going through it and actually be like, wow. Like it really like, and my thing is this. Everybody got flaws and everybody got mistakes, right? But what he's saying is you have to sit into another person's emotions, and then you have to compartmentalize when is the perfect time for you to have your flaw. But it ain't your time right now. So your emotions, how you feel, what you thinking, all that don't mean nothing to me right now. I don't care. You know how you don't care about, because it's not about you right now. It's about me. Because if it was about you, you should have brought it to me when you felt like this, and then it wouldn't have been about me at that moment. I would have had to shut up, I would have had to shut down, and I would have had to let you have the floor because you seen that it was important enough to have a conversation with me. But now you want to choose my time when I feel like the need to have this conversation to make it all about you. And then if I tell you I don't care about what you're talking about right now, it's about me, then I'm insensitive, I'm narcissistic, I'm all of these different, derogatory names because I'm not allowing you to manipulate your way through this situation and make me the victim or make me the villain and free you up from it. And I feel like that was a perfect example of in real time what really transpired and how people aren't listening to understand and grow, but how people are just listening to respond. I said people are listening to respond to what the person is saying instead of really trying to take it in and be able to grow with that person. And I'm down from
it. All right, Tara, go ahead.
100% what Louis said. I hate that tit for tat bullshit. I'm coming to you because I'm hurting. I need you to listen, and you want to talk about what's wrong with you, but we haven't addressed what's wrong with me. So I agree. I love this video because the moment she was like, "Oh," she interrupted him, and that's something I get in trouble for all the time because I just be so eager to go. That's not what I meant because I don't like getting in trouble. But anyway, for her to say, how can you open up your mouth and go, "I don't agree with the fact that a lot of women lack accountability"? Like, come on, sis, don't lie to yourself because you can't lie to us. We know better. You can turn it around and say, "Well, I think the same of men." That's fine. But like he said, I got the floor. Let me make sure my mic is turned on because I'm talking and explain it. We all do it. But the man's point of view is going to be about the woman because that's who he sleeps with, and vice versa. We're going to think about the man because that's who we deal with. But we can't step away from this. We know we lack accountability. It hurts when somebody, whether you love them or you're just a friend or family member, comes to you and corrects you and gives you constructive criticism if you weren't raised right. If you didn't have a father to show you how to treat your mom and you see that dynamic of love, if nobody told you right from wrong, if nobody told you what it's like to be a woman and what men are going to expect and all that good stuff, it's going to hurt when somebody come at you. Hurts even more when it's somebody that you love. So yeah, we lack accountability. We also lack the ability to take constructive criticism sometimes and a whole bunch of other shit. So let's everybody stop denying that that's a thing and work on the root cause and fix it.
facts.
All right, KJ said, Tara, look at the screen.
At first, she was looking away. When Louis was talking, she was looking away. I was like, hold on.
She was into it, boy. She was on it.
Tarkeisha Bone says he got a point. And Teresa said, I agree with that. I agree with what he's saying. What was she even talking about? It had nothing to do with what he said. She proved his point. All right, go ahead, Stacey.
The toughest thing she could have did, and I'm
hold on, KJ, hold on. Go ahead, Stacey.
I never got the answer.
You can go ahead.
Okay, that was okay. I had called Stacey. Are you still talking?
Okay,
go ahead, KJ.
Go ahead, KJ.
All right, thank you. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. You got to train yourself to be able to accept criticism. The perfect thing she could have said at that point, can you give me an example of when I did that so I can change it? If he would have finished that statement and then she would have said something like, but you got to train yourself. Tara brought up something about, people don't know how to take constructive criticism. Their parents didn't raise them that just because somebody tells you something they don't like about you, that doesn't make you a bad person. You don't have to, and like we talked about last week too, if we genuinely together, we trying to fix the problem. So I'm not going to take what you're saying as you hating me I'm gonna take it with love and say, well, can you give me an example of when I did that and what you think I should have did different? And I'm gonna try to absorb it. But it takes practice. It takes practice. That you don't let that hurt your ego. That was it.
All right, guys, Stacey.
I think as long as you've been with your mate, and you should learn each other and know each other at a certain point, and you should again take accountability or learn how to take accountability, and we must not make it about us all the time, especially if, let's say, if it's me bringing it to you or to my mate. It should be not about him. It should be about me at the time. And we discussed this before, So we should care about each other's feelings. But if it's me bringing it to the person, then it's about me and not you at the time. And we must, respect that. And then and after that fact, then you can bring whatever you need to me.
Part.
But we should care about each other's feelings and work on, doing that. And we'll learn and grow together.
All right, Ricky.
There's a lot of lack of accountability with women. The thing that I don't agree with is if you're saying something that you feel like I'm not doing, in order for us to have a conversation about this, you have to give that person a chance to explain or accept what you're saying. Otherwise, you're just having a conversation with yourself. So it's a two-way street. So if they're saying, hey, you're like, hey, I don't like it when you do XYZ. And this person's response should not be in a negative manner, but it should be like, hey, I do XYZ because when you're doing ABC, this is why I feel XYZ. This is a conversation. It's not to point fingers at one or the other. It's just to get an understanding so that you both learn to deal with each other better. I don't think that you should bring it up just because they said something. I don't agree with that. But I definitely feel like it should be a conversation. And I hate when people try to make it seem like it should be one-sided when just because you say something, I shouldn't say anything other than, okay, you're right. That's just not realistic if we're being honest about that.
I agree 100% with you, Ricky. But just real quickly, I think what I meant when I said that was like, okay, if he came to me and he said, I don't like it when you get smart and you start cussing at me when you mad. Now I can't answer that. Well, I did that because do you remember you cursed at me too? That's what you're talking about. But if I go, well, I don't like it when you come home late from work, and I don't like it when you shook your socks on the ground, so we supposed to be addressing what he just brought to me, and I'm bringing all this other shit up.
Exactly.
And that's not the time for that. That's what
I agree with that. And I just said, if we're having a conversation about something along those lines, it wasn't to nitpick at who does what. Yeah. But if you're saying, I don't like that you do this, then you have to give that person a chance to say, hey, I'm only doing this because of whatever their reason is. Don't mean it's right or wrong. You guys are having a conversation about this. This is how you get through those issues, because you have to understand why this person is doing this and why this person is doing that. You
let
have
me say this.
Let me finish, and then y'all can say whatever y'all want to say.
I'm gonna say this to add to everything else, right?
Okay, you got it.
But sometimes it ain't a time to say shit. Sometimes it's time to just shut the fuck up, and that's for man or woman. That's for anybody, because everybody always got something to say. Sometimes even a man, if it ain't the right time, you gotta look at what's gonna make the situation better. If me saying something right now, even if I'm pissed off right now, you know what? I'm gonna let you have it. I'm gonna catch up with you. I'm gonna catch you on the back end. You know what I'm saying? And when I get my, because sometimes this, if I ain't in the right state of mind at that time, right? You going in, right? And I get to trying to show my macho that I'm the man. And
like you doing now?
Now we both out. Hold up. Now we both out here looking like damn fools because we're trying to do all of this right here. Sometimes people in a relationship, people just gotta know how to shut the hell up and just and wait till the right time to present certain things, because sometimes a person is not emotionally and mentally available.
Okay, you done?
They might have a whole laundry list of other things. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just about finding compatibility. You know, I feel like the problem is everybody gonna, especially women, always got some shit to say when a man is saying something. Like sometimes just shut the fuck up, just be cool. It ain't even that. It's like damn.
But go ahead.
You.
Hey, Ricky.
I just said that it was a time to have a conversation. But if you just want them to shut the fuck up, it'll never get resolved because now
sometimes the nigga needs to shut the fuck up too.
Louis,
I'll
let you talk.
Everybody, right? It ain't one way.
Oh my Jesus!
I'm just saying.
You got it. All right, next topic.
You gotta pick battles, man.
Rodney said like you did, like you did. He got me crying. All right, let me go to this next topic, man. This next topic is from Mr. Ricky Baker anyway. So let me read this. So
were you done, Ricky?
She said,
yeah, I just ended because sometimes it's just better to shut the fuck up. So let's
Okay. On the next topic, it says my baby dad dropped my daughter off without her charger. And of course he didn't answer when I called to let him know. So I used the spare key I kept on the low from when we used to be together. I promised myself to only use it for emergencies, and this was that because I didn't have the money to buy her a new charger right then. My daughter needs her phone. Long story short, when I walked in unannounced, his little girlfriend started swinging on me, and he barely tried to break it up. Since he chose her over me, he can forget about seeing me or my daughter anymore because real men are supposed to protect, and my daughter ain't safe around him. New dad loaded.
Let me go and take this.
Go ahead, Rick.
I'm only gonna give a synopsis of the conversations that y'all can't see. Basically, she was mad at the dad because he felt like he didn't step in enough, and she basically got beat up. And she said she was gonna take his chick to court and sue her for her medical bills. I said, here's two things that's wrong with this situation. First, you have a secret key to this man's house that he knows nothing about. I said, second, you came into this man's house unannounced. I said, third off, she better be glad it wasn't my house because she'd have had some hot iron in it and the motherfuckers would have been having a goddamn funeral. Don't show up to where the fuck I live unannounced. I don't give a fuck. Ain't no charger that goddamn important. She only wanted the charger because she was trying to go out to get some dick. And with that being said, she was dead ass wrong for going into that man's house, and his girlfriend had every right to turn her ass every which way but loose. Now she's like, he can't see his daughter because you got beat up. Don't try to hold the child against him. That charger was not that fucking important. If it was that important, she would have took it with her. And why the fuck she ain't got a charger at your house and in his house? And I'm not trying to buy that. What, you got a Samsung? She got an Android? Because Samsung and an iPhone. I'm not buying the bullshit. She was on some bullshit and she got the shit that came with it. With that being said, I am 100% on the girlfriend side, and the baby daddy better go file for motherfucking full custody because that bitch is resorted on every level.
All right, Stacy.
This is why I don't deal with baby mama drama, baby daddy drama, all this type of stuff because it's too much. I just feel like, yeah, she should have had a charger. He should have had a charger, and she shouldn't be violating their house. And she should have asked him to bring the charger or whatever had to be done. But she was wrong. I just feel she was wrong. That's some bull. So she got whatever she deserved. Or she got, that part.
All right, Tara.
Okay, so having a key to somebody's house secretly and having the audacity to use it is a terrible thing. However, it was the daughter with her, because my concern really is, did you let this crazy psycho girlfriend of yours jump on this woman in front of your child, where your child could have got hurt? That's what I care about. I care about the kid and her witnessing, the trauma of her witnessing her mama getting her ass whooped. This is very simple. If you're there, because he was there, you grab that key from her, you go get the charger that you forgot. You caused this because you're irresponsible. And you give it to her and you go, what's your girlfriend jumping on her for? What you got to beat her up for? Just take the key. Now, if the little girl wasn't there, she came in popping off, cool. But we got to be, cognizant of what we're doing in front of these children. That's some traumatic stuff to watch your mama get hurt, depending on how old she is. Yes, you're wrong. They could have called the cops on her for breaking and entering. They could have did a lot of things other than whooping on her in front of her child. But he does need to go to court, and they definitely need to get some kind of situation together. And you need to, like what Ricky said, make him buy a charger for his house. Don't take your daughter's stuff over there if he's the type of person that's doing all of this other foolishness. But I don't think you beat nobody up in front of their kids. I had to do that once, and that was because my ex-husband's new bitch put her hands on my daughter. So I had to go, and I did it in front of my kids, but I made them put their heads down in the car, and I beat her ass in her front yard. And I still feel bad about that, even though I had a right. You don't punch my fucking, you must be, anyway, but
the daughter was not there.
I mean, for real.
reliving that
But
trouble.
said, put your heads down. You better not put your head back up. I was embarrassed at my behavior, but I ain't finna have my daughter think her mama no punk. Oh, she hit you, I'm finna let that ass out. But you, but they was in the car and we was outside, so it was different. I'm just telling on myself. Anyway, go ahead.
The daughter was not with her. The daughter was at home.
Okay, well then more ass whoopings. Go to court and get joint custody. You cannot, ladies. When we get mad at these dudes, if they good dads, the child is not your pawn. You don't get to keep the child from a dad because his girlfriend beat you up. What's wrong with you?
Hey, Ricochet said, "Dude, wow for not changing the locks." All right, go ahead, Louis.
So was he there while they was fighting?
Yeah,
he broke the fight up.
Break it up.
He did break it up. He did break it up, but he let the girl
get ass whooped up. She said.
But he let her get beat up. He let her get beat up a little bit.
He
let her get beat up a little bit.
Yeah, he let her get beat up a little bit.
Yeah, I don't really believe in that. Like, if it's my child, parent, mother, father, whatever, I would never want my child to see that, because that would be a traumatic situation for the child. However, her form of entitlement and violation and lack of respect, I mean, it warranted that being the possibility of what's gonna happen when you walked up in there thinking that you was gonna do that. But this, to me, this goes to show, like, the mentality. A lot of women mentality. They kind of like create these narratives that they have a sense of like entitlement to everything. She convinced herself in her mind she was right. In her mind, she doing everything right, even to take a child away from the man for a decision that she made, and still made him seem like he was the problem for everything transpired. And this is what it means, like learning disabilities and slow people. Like it didn't got so prevalent in our people, man. See, being slow and the learning disability mean that you lack comprehension, man. You don't comprehend on a basic level what everybody else that got common sense can function on. So a lot of these women and things like that, we'll get behind because she a woman, right? Nah, she fucked up, man. Somebody need to tell her, all her people and everybody else need to let her know, because, and you got men, I'm not excluding no men, you got some messed up men out here too. You know what I'm saying? But for a person to think in their mind that they can do things like this and then not suffer but a man away from his child, I don't even.
What if she would have startled him and he'd have shot her?
About what I did.
He could have thought that somebody was breaking in to rob him. There's so much that could have went wrong. Other than
got shot at anything.
Right. Rodney said your kids watch the whole thing. Just saying. Go ahead, KJ.
Yeah. So on so many different levels, the audacity, that you would think that you're gonna take this into your own hands. And this is who I thought when we first was talking about slow. This is an example of what I thought. I didn't go full like mentally disabled. I just like a person that make dumb decisions. Their decisions, even to when she saw the girlfriend, why did she just walk and leave out? How the girlfriend get her hands, oh, I'm sorry. Let me close this door. I know I'm wrong. And then she couldn't admit she was wrong and probably argue with the girlfriend over something. Then, putting a child in that. To me, that would have been the perfect time to say to my child, this is why you keep up with the stuff I give you. You didn't bring it, you're not going to have your phone. Not, oh, I got to, because we so soft on our kids and we got to go do something I'm going to go get your charger. We got to get your stuff, well, hey, baby, next time you keep up with it. You know, we only had one. You took it there. You should have been responsible for it. That's what the mother should have said. That would have been a teachable moment. But she used that instead to manipulate the situation. Something happened. She used that instead to manipulate the situation. I don't believe she talking about he let her jump her down. You should have left. When you saw the girlfriend or her, you should have turned your butt around. You stayed there.
Why not just knock on the door?
Or call and say, give me my charge.
Yeah, but the mentality. You know, the mentality that
crazy world.
This and now everybody's messed up. You know, and she is absolutely 100% in the wrong for how she handled this. Now, just think about this. If this is how she handled this situation, how she handling other situations with raising this young lady? What else bad stuff is she teaching her and putting in her head with how she handled it? You know, an adult and you know, yeah.
All right, we go to the next topic.
A submissive woman actually controls a man. I said it. Let me explain. When a woman knows who she is, she don't have to control with force. She leads with energy. A feminine, emotionally intelligent woman can shift a man's mindset, his behavior, and his habits without even demanding it. Being submissive is about discernment, knowing exactly when to speak, when to listen. Let him think that it was his idea. A submissive woman can be so powerful. Real submissions ain't weakness. It's just power wrapped in peace. A man will move mountains for a woman that make his life easy. Men don't protect what they fear. They protect what they value. A real man ain't gonna let a woman submit unless he know exactly how to lead. So with that being said, yes, women have power over men, but you gotta learn how to master your feminine ways and your submissive ways. Once you do that, then you got your man in the chokehold. Ladies, ain't nothing wrong with being soft. Don't ever let a man dictate how you supposed to love another man.
All right, Louis.
Louis too, because Louis say this.
No, I swear to God, I ain't seen this.
No, he ain't seen this. Go ahead, Louis.
I ain't seen this. But hey,
you say it all
this one was from Tone. But go ahead.
Hey, I told y'all he broke it down in verbatim to LE common denominator, all of that. He broke it down like, and this is what I be trying to tell my queens, my motherfucking black queens. You hear me? I be trying to tell y'all, I be giving y'all the game on how you get. I'm talking about you get anything in this world. I'm telling you, all you gotta do is master it. Just master. Telling you, and then think about it like this. This is how you know you cold, right? When you're right. Think about it like this. When that nigga think about somebody else getting that type of affection and that type of love and that type of submission and that type of care, oh hell no. In his mind, he know like I ain't finna let her get away from me, nah. Cause he thinking about if the next dude get it and that ain't his no more. He gonna be like, oh no. You know what I'm saying? See, and while you trying to, like he say, even when a man sometimes you just gotta know how to be quiet. Don't say nothing. Just sometimes it's okay. I got you locked in, my nigga. You know, and double back, put your plan together. However you finna do what you finna do to get what you trying to get at that moment, and then do your thing, finesse your situation and get what you need out of that space. What you need, it's an art to it. You know what I'm saying? And he just broke down the art of how a man thinks when he looks at a woman and how a woman can rock you with just her. You know how many KJ? How many soft women have you been tricked by in your life? You can't even count.
All of them. All of them that I've been tricked by was sweet and nice.
Every last one of them.
And if I fail for it, you know, matter of fact, I spoke to one this weekend that I should be mad at. But she's still sweet and nice, and she's like, okay.
You can take it, KJ.
And I'm like,
go ahead, KJ.
Yeah, you just heard it. He hit it right on the nose. Look, I've always said this. The man wants to be the captain of the football team, and we want you to be our cheerleader. And we want to be that captain of the football team. You the head cheerleader, we the captain of the football team. And that energy, you know, it does make us act different. You know, this is kind of, we was talking about Matt, you know, when we was talking about a couple of weeks ago, I think we somehow, you know, somebody said you match somebody energy, you know, and we was talking about women, just don't do that. You want your man to love you and really appreciate you. Don't try to out masculine him. You know, don't try to out dominate him. You know, if you got to sit there and look at us like we stupid till we finish, I mean, like, baby, you all right? You know, what can we do? You know,
Make you feel like
now we don't know what we was mad at. Now we ready to go buy a watch or something because we yelled at you and you just took it and was like, oh, baby, I understand. You know, I'm telling you right now, I ain't say it, but I'm gonna use Louis' words. We are giving y'all some game right now. That part right there, men just love. It's built in our DNA. You know, some things are built in our DNA. Just like with women, y'all look at a man a certain way, and there are certain things in your DNA. Like last week, we was talking about should a man show his emotions, and I changed my mind about that. You know, I as a man, if you show your woman your emotions, you showing a kink in your armor, and her DNA is gonna make her look at you differently. She might be able to override it, but her natural instinct is to be with the leader. And the leader don't have flaws. The leader ain't hurt. The leader ain't broke. He ain't having problems at work. He ain't got problems paying money. I mean, he ain't got problems paying the bills. He ain't worried about it because it's something in your DNA that will make you look at us different, and you'll start treating that man different. And this is just another example of there's something in me and our DNA that when you act that way, it's like, you know, you got a string around us. You can lead us around. A good example. Good example, man. Good example. Lady, be mad at. I saw one this weekend.
Okay, KJ, he said, Tara, chill out. I want the men and the women who are listening right now to understand that I appreciate most times KJ's opinion, but don't listen to him because you got some women out here who do not consider men who show their emotions a chink in their armor. You got a lot of women who are out here asking for men to speak to them and talk to them so they know what's going on. Now, you got some women who weren't trained, like we didn't grow up like that. That's cool. But not all women are like that because these men are becoming toxic when they hold it in. They're starting to punch walls and explode, and we don't even know where that stuff is coming from because they haven't learned how to express themselves. Mm-hmm. Right now, men are in the middle of their emotional awakening, and we as women are gonna have to get on board because it used to bother me. I grew up with stoic men who didn't say anything. So all this new, I'm afraid, I'm scared. Well, I really need you. You know, I'm like, shut up, you soft. Yes, that was my initial reaction. Not gonna hold.
Her DNA said what?
KJ, I'm talking real quick, bro. You gotta stop painting with a broad stroke, though. Not all women are like that. So you can't make the blanket statement and just say everybody's doing that. And furthermore, I got over it. I worked through it. I learned to understand it. I weighed my options. Do I want somebody who's out of control with their emotions, who might beat me because he had a bad day at work because he don't have no outlet? Or do I want to learn how to get used to my man saying, I'm hurt, I'm afraid? That to me now it's more of a comfort thing. Like, this man loves me enough to admit that. Just that's the part you just sit back with. This man decided to be vulnerable with me and open up and tell me all these things. There's no better feeling than knowing he see you as his safe space. So I worked through it, but I just don't want everybody to get painted with the same, brush strokes. It's not right.
All right, Ricky.
All right. I know y'all probably don't believe this, but I have been every dude I've ever dated safe space. I'm being dead ass for real. Every dude, I know some of the darkest things. They always told me how they was feeling about stuff. And I can admit I wasn't there when they was telling me this. So I'm probably the reason why they don't share this shit with nobody else. I'm keeping it a buck.
Different.
Look, like I probably was the person that, now that I think about it, I probably was that person that was like, man, shut your weak ass up. That probably was me. I can admit that. That's accountability.
I couldn't hear you, Ricky. What'd you say?
I said I probably was that person that was like, shut your weak ass up.
I
can admit that.
It was in your jeans. No.
Listen. I was like, hey, look, everybody go through shit. Like, man, the fuck up. Like, that's the type of shit I used to say. Like, everybody got something that they going through. I didn't understand it at the time. I didn't understand it. I didn't.
Your DNA.
I can admit that. Occasionally I might still be like that sometimes, but sometimes I'm like, hey, you talking a little too much. Like, tone it down a little bit. That's too much. Overly
St. Louis thing.
I can't deal with that. I can't deal with an overly emotional man. I cannot deal with that. If you are an overly emotional man, I am not the one for you. I'm from St. Louis. My mouth is naturally smart. Do that mean I don't know how to be submissive? First off, while you over there shaking your motherfucking head, this ain't got nothing to do with you. All right, moving back to where I was at.
Oh Lord, that girl is crazy.
That was perfect. You talking about what happening in real time? Yeah, you soft and pink, Ricky, real soft and pink.
Right.
First off, that was just a joke, just so that I can show y'all. Nah, but for real, I'm really not like that in real life. I'm really sweet. This so sweet in real life. Y'all know I don't like. Listen, I'm so sweet in real life. Y'all know I don't like CeeLos, but I can literally call CeeLos and he'll tell you that I'm really sweet in real life. Y'all know me and him don't agree on shit.
Nothing.
Hey, listen, if he say that I'm sweet, then y'all gotta start believing it. No, but no. I literally have gotten to the point now where I appreciate a man that's like a little bit emotional. That's a little bit with it.
Okay.
A little bit. I don't need a man more emotional than me because that's a problem.
Facts.
Let me read these comments.
I'm not. Okay.
I know I ain't call you yet, but call you up.
Go ahead.
Teresa said it's not every man that deserves that, and women be mad because of pussy mismanagement. They gave that type of feminine energy to the wrong man, and from what KJ said, it sounds like he was scorned. No offense, sir, because every woman not emotional, unintelligent, as Tara said, it takes the willingness to learn and grow. Hold on, I got a couple more. JD came in and showed some love. JD was laughing. Salute to JD. Charles King said, "What's good, fam? What's poppin', Charles?" And Keisha Boone says, I've been most men's safe space too, but I listen, and that made me the rock within relationships because they seen something in me, and I gave them mama vibes, and I can't express enough. I'm not your granny. I would never be a strong black woman.
I'm not your granny.
Okay, yeah. So we can get through. So we can get through this. We've talked about this before, but again, I truly think it's a must that men express themselves. They should not be holding in things. They are human, just like women are. We're all human, and they should have an outlet. So they should not be holding in things. And we should be their go-to person. As we should be able to go to our mate as well. That part. Okay. Next.
All right. Next topic.
And I had a very honest conversation, but I had to let her know. I was like, bro, you're a great person, but I just don't think you're my person. And it was tough because she is great, bro. Remarkable. Great career. She getting to it, man. Like, but I just had a realization. I was like, bro, just because you I'm telling you, check all the boxes, but I was like, bro, I don't think that you're the woman that God wants in my life, bro. And that it was hard, bro, because I had to discern because she was very honest. She was like, you can still pull up if you want to, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, nah, bro, I just don't think that's fair to you. Because I was like, to get that side of you, when I know that's what you want. Then I'm like, why this nigga smiling so hard?
I'm listening, bro. I'm listening.
But to know,
they ain't even see my face.
To know what she want, and I feel like that's abusive. Like to play on that situation is like, bro, I know what you want, but I know what I'm willing to provide isn't what you want right now. So let me just cut this right here. We could just be friends, bro. And if you agree to not be friends, that's cool too. But I think we have to normalize, like, bro, every good person that you come across isn't your person. And people stay in the situations way longer than they need to because it's like as soon as you hold on to something good, because there's so much piss in the pool that it's like, oh, this is my person. It's like, no, it might just be, this might be, and I said this to her, I said, me being in your life might just be evidence that the person that you're looking for exists. And God's just like, that somebody with those characteristics is not so much of a facade. Like that person exists.
All right, turn around, let's take this part.
I mean, you definitely shouldn't stay with somebody that you don't want to be with. You definitely should know, like what he said in there was that the things that he was willing to offer was not what she was on right now. Almost like he wanted to maybe start thinking about getting married and having kids, and she wasn't. So that you have to look and see what you're looking for, and to see if you're evenly yoked with that person. Can you guys build something? And if you know that y'all don't want the same things in life, if you know that there is no way to compromise where both of you are going to be happy, then by all means leave. But at the same time, I'm a hearken to what Louis said before too. People do give up too easily on relationships. Sometimes the reasoning is so dumb, and you spend the rest of your life trying to find a person to love you like that person did, and it never comes to you. We got to stop self-sabotaging. But if like he wants kids and you don't, yeah, that's a deal breaker. If you still want a hoe and he trying to housewife you, that's a deal breaker. You got to make that decision for yourself.
All right, Ricky.
Hey, look, don't be with nobody you don't want to be with. It's very fucking simple. If they ain't your person, then let them be. Quit holding. I respect people that don't hold on to people that they don't want. Because why are you sitting here wasting time? That's the one thing you can't get back. If you know that I'm not who you want, leave me the fuck alone. You ain't got to come over here trying to ruin my life. I've done enough ruining of my own life. I don't need your help. I don't need no assistance. This is not an AM1. I want people to be happy with who the fuck they want to be happy with. If I'm not your person, don't try to placehold me until you find your person because I make you feel good. Go find the person that you want to be with. Go be happy with that person. Leave me the fuck alone. I'm only speaking for me. I don't give a fuck what nobody else do with nobody else. Leave me the fuck alone. If I'm not who you want to be with, if I'm not your person, leave me the fuck alone. And I can't be like 50 of y'all people, so y'all can just fucking stop inboxing me. I'm not even what y'all want. Just stop. Y'all just want something else. But go ahead.
Stacey.
I think people be trying to have security blankets and shit. You know what I'm saying? One over here, one over there, and one over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me hold on to this one. Let me see about this one. Stop playing games with people's lives. Wasting time. Just move along or get with the person that you think that's best for you, and quit wasting people's lives, especially if a person wants to get married and stuff. Quit wasting their time and let them do what they do, and quit trying to hold on to them, and that's not what you want. It's that simple. Quit wasting their lives and wasting their years, and let them be great. That part.
All right, K-Jack.
Yeah, this is a good one. When it comes to love, I believe in karma. So I'm always, upfront and honest about, what my intent is right now. And, you'll be surprised, and I tell fellas this all the time. If you tell a woman that you're seeing other people, there are some women that they just want that too. They don't want to be involved, but they do want to have some company, and you don't have to play like you want to get married or like you want to do all these different things, because sometimes they don't want to eat. So if you can be upfront and honest, and also you can't sneak your way around in relationships. If you cheating on somebody in a relationship and then you break it off to be with somebody, that's gonna come back to bite you. You got to go into a relationship, ready and trying to be yoked with that person with what y'all trying to do. If you want good karma to come from it. I'll stop there.
All right, Louis.
Yeah, I feel like most people approach relationships, friendships, connections, bonds. I feel like they go about it the completely wrong way. Just the way people think about relationships or the opposite sex is all the way wrong. If you're not coming into space first and foremost just to seek good companionship and just getting to know the person and just appreciating the person and admiring the person for who they are individually, you already everything from that point on is not it's going you might well go and trash it. It's not gonna work because if you're not coming into that space with that alone in the beginning, then that means you coming for something else. And if you're coming for something else, it's probably a selfish gain on your part that you're coming for, whether it's money, whether it's sex. Your aim is it ain't genuine good companionship with the opposite sex of somebody that you can vibe with. And a lot of times people come into it and they wonder why they get shit. Well, if you come into it leading like this, that's what you're gonna get. Because if you would have came into this with that type of intent, with that type of energy, you would have been able to tell if that person was matching that type of energy out the gate just by the conversation you was having. But you probably seen a weakness or you seen a loophole where you can manipulate to get in where you fit in and be able to get what you thought you was gonna be able to get, and then the situation spiraled out of control, and then now everybody's sad. I feel like people just getting to know each other and just learning the person and just jamming with the person, is kicking it with them, just on some basic stuff. It's the most important thing that you can do. It's better than taking a person out to dinner. Like females try to say, hey, you need to do this for me, and we need to listen. I ain't the guy for you then. You know what I'm saying? Because if you really into me, all that's gonna come once it's like that anyway. So that even shouldn't be a topic of discussion. But you trying to read me, you trying to study me, you trying to examine me, you trying to be able to place me where you want to play in your category of what you already got in your brain. I'm not the one. Like, well, let's sit down and let's talk. Let me see if you conversation. Let me see what you really hit. You know what I'm saying? And then we can evaluate each other and we can see where we can go from there. You know what I'm saying? But that's just my opinion.
All right, we'll get his last topic for the day. Somebody said this. I'll read it. It says, a man sets the tone of a relationship and a woman reflects what he gives. If he's steady, consistent, and intentional, she feels safe, cherished, and deeply connected. But if he's distant or careless, she withdraws, questions everything, and struggles to trust. A woman thrives in love, not in uncertainty. She shouldn't have to beg for reassurance. She shouldn't feel it in how he shows up daily. When a man leads with love and stability, he unlocks the most devoted version of her.
This sounds like some shit Tara wrote.
That's what I promise.
You are correct.
This a page out of Tara diary.
You're correct. You're correct. Go ahead, Tara. Take it.
I do agree with this. And look, I really like this because on this show, a lot of times women get all the blame. And look, I do understand that men are coming through their emotional awakening and this is what they feel like. They've never had a chance to be this truest version of themselves, to be vulnerable, to be open. And we have. So the pendulum is swinging the opposite direction now. Okay, I get it. But this is the truth of the matter. You say women are supposed to be submissive. We're supposed to stay soft. We're supposed to be there. Men are supposed to guide us there. You guys are the ones who are supposed to make the first move. This is all that's happening now. All the books, all the psychologists, all the people who are writing these books are saying, if the man is the lead, he's the lead from jump. If you make this woman your woman, y'all go from dating to exclusivity. You said, this is the woman I want to be with. Then you have to treat her in every way to make her soft for you, vulnerable to you, submissive to you. And that all happens in how you treat her and how you care for her. We have been listening on this show to men say we have to make the first move. We got to show we want to cater and be submissive and listen and shut the fuck up and all this other stuff. But men should be able, it's just like a man that walks into a room and don't say a word and his energy just breathes over all those women and they like, damn. That's the type of thing that we need. A man who's going to lead and show us how to be submissive. So we are willing to do whatever he needs. And it's reciprocal. He comes in and gives us what we need, then we are able to give him what he needs. And it's all based on the man because he is the lead. He is the head. I love this so much. A lot of men don't know how to do this. A lot of men want us to come in and just be soft by osmosis, figuring out the birds chirped and told us what we're supposed to do. They know we don't know. They can tell us what they think, but they don't show us. So I want men to start taking accountability for this. Look into this and read this and understand. It all starts with y'all.
All right, Stacey.
Oh, I totally agree. This is all I've been saying since forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all want us to, be truth. Y'all gonna have to, do right. You know what I'm saying? It all starts with y'all. If y'all just show us the way or do right by us, then we can do right, by y'all. This is what this is what I've been talking about. We won't be so angry. We won't be so masculine. We'll be soft, Louie. You know what I'm talking about? I'm just saying, I love it. This is very true. That part.
All right, Louis.
Listen. I love all my illustrious women, but I gotta keep it real. This is what the man was talking about in the beginning when he talked about accountability, right? And this is how. Because a woman is gonna justify everything that she gonna do that's not right. Even though she's saying that what is going on ain't right. You can't make two wrong. Like, I can't be a bitch ass nigga because you acting masculine. Just like you can't be a gangster ass nigga because I'm acting like a bitch ass nigga. Listen, it's like this. You don't have no reason ever to lower your standards. So if he ain't the man for you and he ain't treating you a certain way and y'all done had these conversations and you done talked to him about this once or twice, why are you lowering yourself to be in? Because you deprive yourself of the next man that you need to be polished for that might be for you. So when you talking about, oh, I just and he need to do this, that means you got a contract. You should be who you are, regardless of who the hell this next nigga that walk. Because he just might be a runner up for the next man that you waiting on. So when you sitting here talking about, oh yeah, I said this, that don't justify. It's like me saying I was raised by pimps, gangsters, killers, and all that. And I've seen females getting their ass whooped. So if a female ain't acting like this, then I'm just gonna I'm gonna put my foot in the ass and I bet she get it right. That's not, I can't say that. That's not, you can't never justify lowering your standard. I don't care, Tara. If you a queen, you gotta show us that you a queen. Say if you saying if I'm a king, I gotta show you. But even if you don't act like a queen, guess what? I still gotta be a king. And same way, vice versa. Yeah. Don't never, ever, ever lower your standards on no level for no nigga. I wouldn't give a fuck who he is, how much money he got. If you know who you are and you know you hurt in that world that you live in, why you gonna lower yourself? Like, okay, nigga, you ain't on that.
To me, Louis, that this is what you got out of that. One, this was written by a man. I just want to make sure y'all understand.
I wouldn't give a damn. He might be gay.
Okay, but I just want to make, because somebody said it's like something. I did not write this. Yeah. But the way you talking about lack of accountability, immediately when something came up on the screen that said men should start and should lead, the first thing you do is attack women and say, well,
no. What I'm attacking is the behavior. I'm not attacking anything other than the behavior. My whole thing is to tell you and women abroad is to don't take this position that you because listen, I got two little girls, right? I'm gonna tell my daughters I don't give a damn what that nigga doing. You know what I'm saying? If that ain't what, keep it moving. What you like? What he ain't on what you on? Like that.
See what this is saying? What if you want you a young girl? Let's say she's 21.
Most definitely. Like you.
Let's say she's 21 years old and you get her from her parents.
Listen,
Louis, let me give you this example real
y'all,
quick.
Hold on.
What if she hasn't done anything wrong? What this saying is saying.
Let me finish my statement. You never
let anybody finish theirs. Ain't that fucking rich?
I'm gonna be gone, Terry. You can say whatever you're gonna say. Because at the end of the day, man, it's the woman who raised the man and the woman. Because the men ain't been there. So if y'all start taking this position out here, right, and women abroad take this position, then y'all teaching my daughters to be that way, bro. I'm not gonna never stand for my daughter to treat a man or talk to a man a certain time. I don't give a damn what. You don't talk to no man like that. You ain't gonna talk to me like that. And I feel like that's just the way that you should raise, regardless. That's just what it is.
Yeah, we gotta raise the kids right. But what I'm saying is, what if you find a young girl who's 21? She's not being disrespectful at all. This is saying when a girl is new to this relationship, or when a woman is new to this relationship, she does not know how that man want to be loved. She does not know what she needs to do. It's up to the man to teach her that, and she falls in line accordingly. I'm not really sure what you got from this, but you so far off in your answer that I'm literally confused.
From that. Y'all start talking about when a man doing this, why y'all being masculine and why y'all being like this, and the man
that was Stacey's answer. I'm talking solely about the thing
that was me. That was
her too.
I took that.
Don't lie on me, bro.
I took that.
Hold on,
yeah. The man is supposed to lead the guy to woman.
We getting off topic. Hold on, KJ, go ahead.
So I think hopefully I'm gonna bring some levity to this and some logic. And what Louis was trying to say, I want to say this in a logical way. You should show up being that woman of how you want to be treated. If that guy ain't treating you that way, that ain't the guy for you.
Exactly.
That's what he's trying. I would tell my daughters, you want to be soft and feminine, and that guy won't let you be in that soft and feminine, you shouldn't be with that guy. Period. You want a guy you want a guy that's stoic. Now, stoic don't mean he crashing out. Right now I'm concerned because your stories came from like he gonna crash out, punching the walls. You shouldn't be with that guy. If that guy he ain't ready, that ain't the emotion I'm talking about. I'm talking about just everyday worry stuff. You talking about like stay with a guy that's punching the walls and beating you up. And this goes back to this goes back to why I disagree with the statement that the man should teach her. No, the woman should show up in this space. And if I'm not man enough to adapt to her and treat her nice, because this goes back to what we talked about. I always say, if we want our women to be submissive, we got to create that space for them to be that.
Exactly.
But if you run across a guy, hold on, here we go. But now, if you a submissive woman, you run across a guy that's not reciprocating that, then you move on. Don't try to stay with him and hope he fix you into something else. No, this is you. And I think you're missing that piece and kind of
y'all are missing the whole goddamn statement. You're weird.
Well, it's kind of hard, baby.
You're kind of
proving the point right now. We can't even get a word out.
You're saying that the woman is showing up broken and the woman is missing this and missing that. No, everybody learns.
You comfortable with interrupting me like right now, just as we just talked about?
Because you're wrong. That's why I'm interrupting. I'm trying to help you.
You interrupting all of us.
You are attacking me, telling me I got a piece wrong, and I never said anything in your twisted head. Everything you just came out and said, I never said.
Well, look, okay, you guys, hold on, KJ. First of all, I said it, okay, so it came from me. And Louis, I do understand what you're saying. You're saying don't let the man down you. Always stay a queen and do you. I get that. You've been saying that forever, but I'm always a believer. Like, listen, if the man want the woman to act a certain way, they have to treat a woman a certain way.
I agree.
I always say that all the time. So this is just what I believe all the time. You know what I'm saying? So we
all agree, Stacey.
Yeah. So I mean, we all kind of agree in a certain way. We're just saying it all, different. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we
are. Ricky,
you asked me to be accountable to attack women.
Take us out of here, Ricky.
You said this the last part?
Yeah, that was the last part. Hold on. Rodney said, yeah, great show. Y'all remember it's just a podcast.
Will not
Hold on. Wait a minute. Teresa said it's not that the man teaches her because she's already that. It's about the man wanting that while he's hard with her. She may eventually become hard if she doesn't leave. Then Diamond said, just agree to disagree. But go ahead, Ricky.
I don't have much to say on this because y'all already been spinning. Hey, Lacey, Take us out. What the dude say? And Tone Bone. And tonight. And
All right, let me play this. All right, here we go.
This is Justin. We have a breaking news you don't want to miss. Coming up next, Uncensored, the Conversation podcast presents Speak Your Truth. In this powerful segment, our dynamic panel consisting of G Soldier, Ms. Busy Boss, Tara Michelle, Tone Bone, Ricky, and Gateway Louie takes center stage as each one of them will speak their truth, sharing stories from the news that moved them, discussing hot topics that demand attention, or offering uplifting motivational messages to inspire us all. Get ready for raw, unfiltered perspectives and heartfelt moments. Back to you, Lacey.
All right, Ricky. Speak your truth and let them know where they can find you. You got anything coming up?
Right now I just got recovery and physical therapy and school. That's all I got coming up. Yeah, I just want y'all to know that y'all don't need to be out here twerking on them headlights because this shit is dangerous. Also, you know, it's okay to agree to disagree. We are all different people. We all have different upbringings. We all are going different paths in life. It's okay for us not to all agree on something. One person, that doesn't make one person right and the other person wrong. That's just their perspective. That's it. Nobody's gonna become a millionaire from this shit tonight, like tonight. And if y'all do become a millionaire from this shit tonight, just know that Ricky don't need that much. You know, just a couple 100,000. I'm cool. You know, throw it out there in case y'all feel like being generous. But no, like life is short. Love on people. And it's okay for some people to just be slow. You can't save everybody. Hell, Jesus couldn't save them. You can't either.
All right.
Oh wow.
Teresa said, "Great show. Yeah, have a wonderful week."
You too.
All right, Louie. Speak your truth and let them know where they can find you. You got anything coming up?
Man, y'all already know what it is, man. It's the Gangster Love, Gateway Louie on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all that good stuff. May 1st, we got a show in Memphis. You know, we gonna that. Stacy should be coming. Stacy, the whole, you know, locked in management. We had Tony Armani come out this weekend. We had a trail ride and Florissant and you know, Ambassador Tony Armani came out. It was pretty a good concert. He a good performer, show love. But you know, on another note, my words of wisdom. You know, always try to be the best version of yourself and never let nobody lower your standards. I don't care, like if you know that you've taken the time to put value into yourself, don't nobody come along and rob you of that. No matter who they are, what they own, what they saying, you gotta always stay of self and the direction you trying to travel in. And with that, I'm a hallelujah.
All right. Stacy, speak your truth and let them know they can find you. You got anything coming up?
All right, y'all. I just want y'all, well, Miss Busy Boss want everybody to be great. Be great kings and queens, y'all. And don't let anybody take you out your character. Yeah, what's the word? Radio. We will be in Memphis on May 1st. And we got Louie performing, Gateway Louie performing, you guys. We got G Soldier performing also, doing their thing. They gonna show up and show out. I got some things coming up. Movie. Oh, also Lacey is going to be a main character in the movie. Also coming up. We got some great things coming up, y'all. So just watch for us and yeah, all that great stuff. But y'all stay great. That part.
All right, Tara, speak your truth. Let them know where they can find you. You got anything coming up?
You can always find me on YouTube as Opinionated Sense, Instagram Opinionated_Sense. And you can find me on my podcast, One Man and One Woman, the podcast. We are doing great things and getting tons of views on Instagram. So thank you to everybody who follows us and is paying attention and listening on YouTube or Spotify, Apple Music, all that good stuff. My word for everyone is, men, let's be accountable. Like we said, we want women to be accountable. Let's make sure that when we're showing up in these relationships and you want a woman to come a certain way, that you're coming the exact same way. Let's both come together with respect, but understand that we have to learn to love each other. Whether you believe in love languages or if it's just communication, we need men to come in and treat women well, be true leaders, soften her up, make her vulnerable in all those ways. Because you don't just walk up to a stranger and trust them right off the bat. You wouldn't even want a girl that was that loose. And then you mold each other into that perfect, and I'm not talking about perfect like Jesus, but into that perfect blend of what you guys need to be great together. But it takes the accountability of men to know they need to come in and lead, and women to be willing to be submissive.
All right. KJ, speak your truth. Let them know where they can find you. You got anything coming up?
For y'all interested in some adult entertainment, well, not like Triple X, but grown folks entertainment. You can find me at Jazzy 159. Look at the events, stuff going on Wednesday through Sunday. Free birthdays on Thursdays. 35 and older crowd, one of the best places. You're gonna love it and enjoy yourself, completely safe. And my advice is going to be, as you're going into a relationship, there's part of it's like going into a job. Are these work conditions the conditions that you want to work on? Do you two agree that this is how it's going to look, and are you okay with that? If you are trying to be a completely feminine woman and stay at home, hey, look, I want to be, I want to be a stay-at-home mom. Let that be known up front. That way you don't get in with somebody that's expecting you to do some work, and then now you're not happy with that and you're looking at other things. So, and everything about a relationship ain't supposed to be fun. Just like your job is not fun every day. You go in, you do it for the other rewards. You do the work for the other rewards. And that's all I got.
All right. Y'all already know it's your favorite rapper. And I ain't gonna go into that list. But now listen, man. My words, my truth for y'all is never dim your light to comfort others. So if you work hard, you do what you do. If you're going to school, you're getting your degrees, whatever you're doing, be proud of your accomplishments. So never hide yourself just to whatever you would think another person to say. So never dim your light to comfort others. Y'all already know I got a lot of stuff coming up, so just stay tuned. Y'all already. And listen, man, I got a big interview that I might have. I ain't gonna even say it though, because I ain't gonna jinx it. But it's something good. All right, but that is the end of the show. Yeah, we had a great show, great debates as always. So we will see y'all next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. Everybody have a good night. Good night. Bars.